Hey, 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 here is practice 11-7 on ordering fractions. We're going to do the rule of 5 to help us put fractions in order when they have different denominators. So we learned that to do this, we have to find a common denominator. And that just means we need to make all of the denominators the same. And we can do this with the rule of 5, or listing the next 5 multiples. Multiples are counting by the number of the given denominators. So if I'm looking at number 3, I need to put these 3 fractions in order. 2/6, 1/4, and 5/12. All of my denominators are different, so I'm going to need to find a common denominator. I'm going to start with 2/6. So 2/6, I'm going to write it right here. I have to find the first 5 multiples of 6 to see if I can find a common denominator. So I'm going to start with 12, 18, 24, 30, and one more, 36. Okay, now that doesn't tell me anything until I try it with another fraction. So now I'm going to try it with 1/4, and I'm going to list the next 5 multiples of 4. So 4, 8, 12, ooh, and I can stop right here because I can see a 12 here and a 12 here, so I have something in common. Now if I go to my last fraction, 5/12, the denominator is a 12. I don't even have to change it. I found my common denominator of 12. So now I just need to figure out what the tops of these fractions would be, or the numerator, to put them in order. So if I need to change 2/6 into something over 12, I'm going to have to multiply. 6 times what equals 12? 6 times 2 equals 12. 2, so I'm going to have to multiply 2 over 2. 2 times 2 is 4, so I've changed that fraction into 4/12. Now I'm going to do it with 1/4. 4 times what gets me to 12? 4 times 3 gets me to 12, so I'm going to multiply by 3 over 3. 1 times 3 is 3, 4 times 3 is, of course, 12, so now I have 3/12. Now if I look at my fractions, they all have a denominator of 12 now. I have 4/12, I have 3/12, and I have 5/12. So I'm going to put them in order. It looks like my smallest, the directions, always check your directions, say least to greatest, so smallest to biggest. So I'm starting with my smallest fraction, which is 3/12. But 3/12 really comes from 1/4. I can't write 3/12 because it's not an option up here. So my first fraction is 1/4. Then comes 4/12, which is 2/6. And then 5/12, which is actually what the fraction was, so I can leave that one the same. 5/12. To make sure I'm right, I can check each fraction in my calculator and turn it into a decimal to make sure I have it in the right order. So if I turn 2/6 into a fraction, I get 0.33. So I will write that right here, 0.33. Then if I turn 1/4 into a fraction, I will get 0.25. So 0.25, and if I turn 5/12 into a fraction, I get 0.41. So if I put these in order, from smallest to biggest, my smallest is going to be 0.25, my middle one is going to be 0.33, and my biggest is going to be 0.41. So if I check, I should have 1/4 first, which I do. I should have 2/6 second, which I do, and 5/12 third, which I do. So there's my order. Don't forget to put in commas to separate so we know that they are 3 different fractions. Alright, I hope this helps you with the rule of 5 to order fractions.